Good morning. Some baboons out there. Milo, los. Milo, los. Hulle het groot tande. Right there. Anyways, there's been some changes in the river levels, and I thought we'd have a quick look. On the Vaal River side, the flow rates in the smaller rivers have increased to about 50 to 80 cubics, and that adds up to an inflow into the Vaal dam of about 240 cubic. And the estimate is that will take the Vaal dam level up to about 104%. And then lower down on the Bloemhof, that will give about the same result, peak at about 104%. Most of the extra water now is on the Orange River side, and there's most, hey Milo, los hulle, kom hier, Milo, kom. And most of the rain has fallen in KwaZulu-Natal and the eastern side of Lesotho. Most of the water is flowing on the eastern, two of the eastern side branches of the Orange, going past Aliwal Noord. They're quite distracting. Anyways, so the flow rate at Aliwal Noord has increased quite dramatically. And if you look at the dam, they've increased the electricity generation to full capacity again, with an outflow of about 640 cubic. And I think they will be able to maintain that if you look at where it's going to peak, more or less, to at least 10 days, depending on the rain. More rains means we'll be able to extend it longer. And then keep in mind, whatever is used for electricity generation in Gariep flows into Van der Kloof and can then again be used for electricity generation in Van der Kloof. Van der Kloof is not operating fully yet, but I'm sure in the next 2 or 3 days we'll see the forecast for inflow there rising, and then them using that for full electricity generation again. A lot of wildlife around here today. Anyways, so this is it for the river part of the video. I'm also going to add a bit of drone footage, and the drone footage is purely me playing with the drone, trying to learn how to follow a vehicle, how to have the drone follow a vehicle on its own. So far I've been doing it semi-automatically and then manipulating it myself to get smooth footage. But I'm hoping to get the drone to do it all by itself. Let's just get out of here. Milo's not gonna... Right. So, apart from the drone footage which is to follow, that's the end of the video. See you on the next one. Cheers. Klim, Sarai, klim, klim, Sarai. Nie hier nie, jou kant. In a moment you'll see the drone struggles a bit following the Jeep through the water. It's like the reflection of the water or the movement of the water makes it lose the Jeep. It'll pause for a moment. On the screen it'll show that it's missing the object it's following, and then it'll pick it up again and continue. So it's not a smooth movement, and this is all automatic. I'm not touching the controls. It's not a smooth movement. It stops and goes as it picks it up. from here on in, for the next about 2 kilometers, it had no trouble keeping the Jeep in focus, keeping it in the same spot in the screen, and maneuvering itself fairly smoothly. Even when the Jeep dips behind a tree and then appears again, it picks it up. It's going to be a bit of a long video, but I'm going to let it play. Well, for one, just the scenery is nice, and this is an example of what the drone can do on its own. Every now and again, when the Jeep goes from full sun to full shadow, the drone has a bit of a hesitation about picking it up. Generally, he just picks it up again and continues. this drive will also give you a very good idea of the location of Sandy Bay and Doringbaai. This is the road to Sandy Bay and Doringbaai. This often goes into Sandy Bay, and it's quite remote, as you can see. Here the drone did very well. I did not touch or modify or adjust it. It kept almost like it estimated where the Jeep was going to go and then picked it up once it reappeared again. All of this was automatic. It did lose it, but it then picked it up. Even though the orientation of the Jeep changed slightly, it seems to somehow know that it's a Jeep. This is Sandy Bay. There's still a bit of work that needs to be done after the flood to get it back up and running, but that should be fairly quickly now. I'm still in two-wheel drive here, and I'll shortly get stuck a little bit, but I thought I'd show it anyway. A lot of people, when they get a bit stuck like that, and I'll put it in 4x4 now, but it'll keep on digging in because the rear wheels are in a hole and the sand is very soft. So a lot of people, when they get stuck like this, they keep on digging. That's not how you're going to get out. Get out, you don't want power, you want traction. Slowly going back, compacting the sand in the back, slowly going forward, compacting the sand forward and then back again. Slowly compact that little area that you are on. And then you use momentum, not power. You slight bit of momentum to get on top of the sand again, and then you can just continue. Now here is the one place that the drone actually lost contact with the Jeep. It kind of seemed like it was anticipating the movement of the Jeep. It picked it up for a moment and then it lost it again. And I was watching the screen, I was leaving it, but there it picked it up automatically again. After I moved it up so it could see better. And then it disengaged, it picked up the Jeep again, but it disengaged the active following. It went to a passive following. So what I had to do is activate the active following again, and then it just continued. And after this, it did all of the rest automatically. Doringbaai is about half a kilometer further on from Sandy Bay. And with the added altitude, the drone managed to more easily follow the Jeep, although the footage, it depends on what you want to see. Scenery, it's better from high up, and from the driving experience perspective, it's better to have the drone closer, but it's more difficult for the drone to keep on avoiding obstacles on its own and follow the Jeep at the same time. Anyway, this was just a playing and a learning experience with the drone, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. It manages to follow a vehicle quite easily. There's some things to learn. It won't do it in all cases, but you have to learn what it can do and cannot do, and that helps with future experiences. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers! Bye.